And we are live. So let us wait a couple of seconds. Can we see who's on?
Let me see. We got the phone here. Next Academy is live right now.
And we are.
Okay, I probably still have to turn it off.
So is anyone in yet?
I am. if it matters, I'm here. I'm ready. Hey, we're live.
Okay, let's just if any one of you are already in and we don't see you, I'm sorry. For now, we are just going to give a few seconds for our participants to come in before we start with our warm-up chatty session. And
I think I'm the first person who put the comment. Hey guys, if you're in, you guys can say hi in the comments.
And today we have myself, Omid, and Aritz.
Hey guys.
We will be taking you guys through SEO, which is a very fascinating topic. We have someone like Omid, who is Mr. Technician. I myself am more of a storyteller, and Aritz is our jack of all trades. So today you're going to get to see SEO from different perspectives, so you can apply it to your own, if you want to learn more, you can apply it to your own learnings. All right. We shall continue waiting for more people to come in. We're so excited to share with you whatever we have. And I'm just waiting for Omid to give me a heads up for anyone.
Oh, we have Charlotte in the chat. Hi, Charlotte.
Hello, Charlotte. Thanks for joining in and thanks for your message. For anyone who might be coming in, if you have questions about SEO, please do drop them in the comments and we will address them later on after we've given you all the juicy details of what we have today. Thanks for joining in. Alrighty. So let us warm up first. Since Charlotte is here, we have to talk about SEO a bit, right, Omid?
Yep.
You know what? Why not? Let's make it interesting. Let's start with Aritz. Let's go alphabetical order. Aritz, can you tell us, have you ever searched your own name?
Well, I mean, I don't want to admit it, but yes, I have. I have Googled myself.
And why would you do that? Don't worry, we all will have to.
I mean,
please go on.
I mean, it's actually like, I'm pretty sure everyone has Googled themselves at some point of their lives. You just want to see what the internet says about you, right? So I fell victim to that, and I just wanted to see, hey, what does the internet know about me? So I Googled myself.
And what does the internet know about you?
Quite a lot, actually. Quite a lot.
Do you actually like the search results that appeared on Google about yourself?
Yes, I'm quite happy with what Google has for me. So it's quite exciting things what Google has for me. It's a bit different from what you guys might have on Google for yourselves.
That's interesting. And I'm pretty sure now some of our audience is going to try it right now. They're going to Google for their own names. What about Omid?
Me, I have. Actually, I was searching it when you asked me. I was searching it few weeks back, and there was this guy. Anyway, back in my hometown, he is a firefighter, and his name is Omid Abbasi. It's like my name, family name.
Okay.
Well, my LinkedIn comes first, and then the rest of the result, all is that guy. So what happened is this guy he went to save this little girl from the fire, and then apparently he spent so much time inside the fire. He finally saved the girl, but then he himself, because of lack of oxygen, he got some brain dead kind of thing. And he passed away. That's quite sad, but that guy pops up. But still, my LinkedIn is first.
I didn't expect such a twist. So
no, but it is you go and search Omid Abbas. It's quite interesting, the story of that guy. Yeah.
This story is interesting as well, but just make sure you don't steal his credit for saving any children.
That guy is not me. I have never been a firefighter. I have much respect for them, but
and that is also the one thing that we should be wary about, right? Just us everyday people, we won't know what will come up when we search our own names. Sometimes it might be something that we don't enjoy seeing, and we would like to be able to use SEO to show what we want to show. Maybe is that possible?
Can actually sometimes I've yet to figure it out, but when you put your name and your designation and all those things on LinkedIn, when you search yourself, that page will first pop up. Last week they had another webinar. It was about social media, and for me, I'm a big fan of LinkedIn. I like that environment, the kind of people there are.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a professional kind of social media. They have a lot of wisdom. By the way, I've yet to figure it out. If I do, I'll share it with you guys. But you are able to appear. I mean, your LinkedIn will appear on the top of the search results, and LinkedIn is something that will get indexed on Google.
That is interesting.
Google. So it's very important for you to create LinkedIn account. That's what I recommend. It's not about SEO, but it is good to have.
Now I'm starting to feel I need to go and update my LinkedIn. I'm not sure if I've updated mine. And yeah, I guess it's my turn to confess. Of course, I too also have searched my own name, just like Aritz. I am quite happy with the results. The thing is, I thought my name was pretty unique, but then what came out is still a lot of them isn't me. There is another Stuart anchor in Malaysia who is now working in Singapore, and every day I have to fight with him because he gets featured on magazines and all. He's a bartender, so his SEO is pretty high. He always gets on popular magazines and all.
Right.
So, and myself, I have been on media, so we are both always on the fight for SEO and social media accounts, whoever gets that name first. So yeah, that is my story about searching for my own name.
I think among three of us, Aritz looked more like proud of what he said. Right? At the beginning, he's like, "Yep, I searched."
Well, I've got like one whole page. Is if you actually Google my name, Aritz Zainal, I'm actually the whole first page of Google is just me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it after this session.
That is such a flex.
Such a flex.
Humble brag. Okay, so for anyone who have just joined us, we still have 4 minutes until we officially start our SEO Sage Fest. Are we really sages, or did we just do it for the title? We don't know. But stay tuned and you might find out. Right?
What an intro.
So while we are waiting, let's just move on to next intro question. Shall we go the other way around now? I start with myself. Okay. The question is, have you searched something on Google and you bought it without going to Shopee or Lazada and all these platforms? Have you bought something just because of SEO? And for myself, as a fountain pen enthusiast, there are things that are not available in Malaysia. So sometimes when I'm searching for something and I desperately want it, like we have this sandpaper that's specially for grinding pens. It's very hard to find in Malaysia. And once I found it on an United States, a website in the United States, I bought it. So it was one of the first results on Google. So that is one of the benefits you get from getting good SEO. As someone who doesn't know a company, I searched it, I found a company, and I bought it. So if you're a business owner and you're thinking, should I even care about SEO? This might happen to you. This is how your customers might find you, right? What about you, Omid? Have you done the same?
In terms of products, not really, nothing that I can think of. Of course, SEO influenced my decisions a lot, right? If I go online, if I read about that particular company, it will affect my decision. But in terms of purchasing, the last thing I bought online, solely based on SEO, was Ahrefs, right? It's an SEO tool, and there is an equally good product in the market, which is called SEMrush. So I bought Ahrefs because I love the content they put out there, and yeah, that sounds a little bit nerdy, but
of course, Mr. Technical will get it.
Yeah,
it's exactly up his alley, and he will make it full use of it. If you give me a SEMrush subscription, I would probably only use it to 50% of its effectiveness. But Thank you, Omid. And
No
what about
problem.
Aritz?
Aritz.
Well, I mean, I don't have as interesting a story as Stuart. Like, wow, okay. How do you follow up with that, right? Yeah. So, I mean, for me, my experience with SEO is just usually services, right? You know, something breaks at home, and I'm just like, I head online, and I'm like, best toilet fixer, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
think that, yeah.
Google do the work for me, you know. Like, I mean, why should I be out there looking for toilet fixers, for plumbers, when Google can help me out? And it takes a lot of work to get ranked on the first page, right? So I'm gonna trust Google.
Yes, nowadays we don't want to be very Black Mirror-ish, but we are starting to trust people based on how they appear online. That is just a fact that it's scary, but it's going to be the truth. I mean, now we are starting to see it. When we buy something, first thing we check reviews. When we go on marketplaces, does this have 5 stars? Have 100 people bought it? Uh, that's just the way life is going to be. So why not upgrade yourself, right, while you still can? And I guess this is where we plug in what Next Academy has to offer, which is digital skills and uh, even things like SEO. If you are interested in it today, you can check this out. You can check our product launch bootcamp. You can check all our tech skills course out and upgrade yourself and make sure that you are prepared for the future, right? Now let's just see. Do we have time for one more pre-question, or do you want to hop straight in?
I think it's 7 already. So shall we start?
All right then, no worries. So it's officially 7 p.m. We want to be punctual for our audience. Thank you guys for being here. I, myself, and Omid can't really see who's there yet. We will be notified. But if you have questions, if you want to say hi to us, please drop it in the chat. Aritz as well will be joining us remotely today because he stays in Bangsa and he needs passport to come here. Once again, we want to give a quick shout out to Salty Customs for lending us this beautiful space. If you enjoy the startup life and the tech life, do check them and us out because this is what you get to do. You get to do office hopping. Right? They were kind enough to lend us their nice backdrop for this webinar. And also, shout out to Next Academy. We are hosting this chat session to get to share with you guys about SEO, and we hope you guys enjoy this, right? And a quick introduction, since it's already 7 o'clock, you have the 3 sages, and it's up to you guys to find out if we are really the SEO sages or if it's a title thing. And today we'll be talking about all things SEO. What do we have prepared actually, Omid? Roughly?
Roughly, okay, how it's gonna go is we have a few questions that we're gonna answer.
All right.
We're gonna answer your question in the chat, in the comments, basically. If you have any question, you can go to our Facebook. You are most probably there. You can just drop your question in the chat. We're gonna just make it appear here, and we're gonna answer. Towards the end, if we have enough time, we can go through a quick site audit as well.
Oh yeah, that is a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
Site audit it might seem very intimidating, but later on, once you see it done live, maybe you'll start to enjoy it and even want to try it out for yourself. Who knows, right?
Yeah. And since you bring that up, there's a QR code there. We have attached an 87-point SEO checklist. Okay. So it's not so technical. Well, that's a good thing about this list. It's something that you can start right away. Most of the tools that are there are free of charge. So you can just give it a try.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That is a great introduction, I hope. And just remind you guys again, it's Omid, myself, and Aritz. And we shall start off with our first question, shall we?
Sure.
Nice.
Okay. What we have for our first question is, what is SEO? Aritz, since we've been hogging the mic, would you like to start us off with what is SEO?
I mean, sure. I mean, well, SEO means Search Engine Optimization. So I'm sure many of you who are here have probably Googled it yourself, right? To know what is SEO and what it's all about. In layman terms, it's all about just being on the first page of Google, right? We're talking about thousands and thousands of pages on Google, and for you and your business to appear on the search engine's results page, first page, you're going to have to do some optimization. You're going to have to do a little bit of things, and that's essentially what SEO is about. It's all about getting you and your content ranked #1, right?
And that is one thing that's pretty awesome, Aritz. But one thing I want to clarify, maybe with Omid as well. When we talk about SEO, is it only for Google or?
SEO, it can be for anything, right? Search engine optimization, as long as there's a search engine involved. We have YouTube like optimization, like optimizing for the search bar of YouTube. We have Amazon optimization. Even we have like other search engine, like we have Yahoo. We have nobody's using Yahoo.
But let's say
we do have Baidu. We do have Bing and all those search engines.
Okay.
Then all those things, the process of like optimizing your web pages to appear on the first few pages of those search engines is generally called SEO.
Nice. Yep. So if I want to optimize myself, let's say like nobody's using Yahoo, right?
Yep.
But if I were to optimize for Yahoo, would it work for Google, you think? Or is every search engine a different?
Every search engine is different because they're using different algorithm. Okay. There are different points that they basically care about. So what if you appear in the first search results of Yahoo, then chances, you might not be appearing in the first few pages for that particular keyword on Google.
Okay. And the person who checks and ranks my content, is it like a robot? Google robot?
Okay, when it comes to ranking, a lot of things affect it. Okay, what happens is robots. It's like little spiders that will go. Okay, the whole internet used to be called web, right? So these little spiders, they go and crawl all this website, and they will do some. They will just basically index it in the webs in search engines.
All right.
Indexing means they will list it on search engines.
Okay. Before we get too technical, let's not scare the audience. But that is actually why I find it so interesting, because you can go as deep as you want, or if today you want to get started on it, you can even start implementing all the things like the checklist that we shared. You can go through that checklist and implement things to get started on it straight away, right? So if you are interested in that checklist, do check out the QR code, do scan it. You want to get started right now, you can get started before we even get started on the real question. Okay, so shall we move on to the next question about SEO?
Sure.
Next question is, how can I benefit from SEO and why should I do it? I think from my end, like I said, besides having to fight with another Stuart anchor, when it comes to business, I have personally seen the benefit that other people are getting from SEO. Like I mentioned the fountain pen example. I didn't know who they were in the first place. I just needed sandpaper. And that is the magic of SEO, like from not knowing to knowing within seconds. All I did was just search. And I know about you. I know your company's name. I know your shipping fees now. That's one of the benefits you have as an entrepreneur. And what else do you think the benefits are?
Benefits of SEO. How can I benefit? Well, today I was speaking to one of my students, right? They had like a data class.
Entrepreneur.
So they call me like Mr. Data sometimes. Anyway, so it was very interesting. He was showing the data from his store, and he had around like 30,000 users from Facebook.
What?
Okay. And he had roughly around like 2,000 traffic from SEO, from organic search. So what happens is, let's say that 20,000 Facebook, I don't remember the exact number, but they brought, let's say around $3,000, $4,000 worth of revenue. For SEO, they brought $1,500 worth of revenue. So the amount of users that was from SEO, even though it was much lower, but they bring almost like as half as the revenue that Facebook brought. So my point is, it's a quality traffic that brings, right?
And one thing also, it's also free, right?
Yeah, that's the second thing, it's free.
Right.
And the intention of people who are searching on Google, like organic search, is high. So the conversion is going to be very high as well. Because then you're running ads, right? The person who see that ad, they probably have no intention of buying, but when people search for that particular product, they go to your website, they are planning to buy.
Example.
Right.
You're like, I didn't even know I wanted to buy. Once I saw it's available, I bought it. That really can happen to you too, guys.
Exactly.
And Aritz, do you have anything to add about the benefits of SEO?
Well, I mean, I do like what you said about, I do like what Omid said about user intent, right? That's very important. I mean, how we use SEO is very different from how we use our social medias. On social medias, we're usually just there to, burn time, right? Burn time, check people out. But when we're on Google search, we're really looking for answers, and we're really looking for the best answers possible. No matter what the question could be, it could be something really dumb and small to actually like, where can I buy a fountain pen, right, Stuart? That was you. Right. And then also the fact that it's free. I mean, the fact that apart from the time and effort that you need to spend in creating content and optimizing your content, it's a lot cheaper as compared to actually running paid ads every day, right? And the good thing about SEO that I personally love is that it's a very long-term strategy. It has so much longevity compared to ads.
Exactly. Sometimes it's so long-term that when you search for it, they are ranking on the first page, but when you click on their page, they're no longer there. Does that happen to you guys? As in, it's not no longer there, but it's a bit outdated because they did it so long ago.
Yep. I mean, the good SEO,
right? If you do it right, you might be there even in the future, right? So I have an update that there is a question from our audience, from Andrew. Andrew asked, should we engage SEO agency or do it on your own? Oh, this is a very good question. Can I start off with, because I've dealt with agencies before, I will just roughly go through with you that when you are looking to grow your SEO, when you're looking to engage with an agency, the first thing that usually comes to mind is price, right? And price could be very subjective, right? From freelancer to freelancer, agency to agency. So that will be one thing that you need to keep in mind. And if you do it on yourself, do it for yourself. SEO is free and your own efforts doesn't cost anything as well. So I guess this will be a good time to plug again digital marketing courses by Next Academy. If you learn how to do it yourself, you won't need to pay anyone. And it's also important that you know how to judge whether they're doing a good job, whether they're giving you the proper metrics when they're doing SEO for you, right? They're not simply just crapping you like, oh, I rank you for some weird keywords. You see, it's page 1, right?
Yeah.
What else do you think about this topic, Omid? Should we engage?
To me, it depends on how big your business is. To me, if you're like just starting off, or if there are certain things that you can improve on your own website on your own, right? For example, the checklist that we have provided is like 87 points. There are free tools that you can run through so that you can basically optimize your website, okay? Those points are not that difficult. It's just that, okay, there are some tools that you need to slowly get used to. But doing some Googling, you can DIY yourself. I would always go for DIY, but at some point, you need to take your SEO to next level. So you wouldn't really be able to do it on your own. Then probably things get a little bit technical and you have optimized it to the extent that you knew. Then you might bring in another consultant and do the job.
And that leads me to one very important question. Can you do everything on your own?
Depends on your resources and your pocket, but not really.
There's a lot of things involved also, right? Okay then, thank you so much, Andrew, for your question. I really appreciate it. We have the next one by Sharaf Azau. I'm sorry if I pronouncing it wrong. I hope I did it well. what are some tips for short-term improvements to increase organic traffic to your site? Short-term is always the word.
Short-term,
Short-term.
well, in my opinion, whenever you are looking at SEO, you always have to consider it as a long-term strategy, right? But that being said, there are short-term strategies that you can take. One of them is schema markup. Okay, I don't want to get too technical. You can just search it online and to see how you can implement it, especially if you have WordPress. It would be easy to use certain plugins. There's one plugin called Rank Math. It allows you to create schema markup. Basically, what a schema markup is a piece of code that you copy to your website, and it will make sense of the content that you have, and it will feature it on different parts of your website. For instance, if you are a cooking website and you have recipes in your website, okay, you can use schema markup to copy it in your website, and whenever someone is searching for example, nasi goreng recipe, and your recipe will appear on the top, so you don't have to be the first few results that appears. You can just use that technique to rank, and it will be fairly faster because not a lot of companies are using schema markup. That's one of the fastest way I can talk about. Other than that, there are like small fixes on your website that you can do, like auditing and things like that. You can, again, I need to talk about the checkpoints. What was it again? Rank Math. RANK. Okay, I'll put it in the comments in the chat.
All right. Omid has access to the chat. It makes it a bit easier because we really would love to engage with you guys. Thanks so much. I even see Kayong is there. Hello, Kayong. Thank you for joining in. Really appreciate it. Tina, Andrew. Thanks so much, guys. And we hope that answers Sharaf's question. And would you like to add anything to that? Aritz, do you have anything to add for Sharaf's question?
No, I think what Omid said was really, really useful. And
the data, right?
Yeah, Mr. Data, right? He's so technical. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, there is no short term for organic, but the shortest tip that I can give you is schema markup. Do check it out. It's something very, very helpful, especially if you have WordPress.
And I too personally believe in long-term mindset. Whenever you think of SEO, there is no do today, appear next week, or things like that, right? So that is generally what I think. So thank you, Chara, for your question. And keep them coming if you would like to know more, and we'd love to answer your question. Now, let us move on to the next one. I have a local business, and most of my customers are within 10 km of my place. Do I still need a web presence? Omid.
My answer is obviously yes. And my question to you, I know who asked this question. Is from three. Okay, the questions that asked before this. So I personally, whenever I want to go for a date, or I want to go for a date with my wife, or like I want to go outside for like a dinner or something, the first thing I do is what? I just search for like good restaurants, especially if you want to go for like fine dining or something. Then I will check out their website and we see, okay, fine dining in let's say like in PJ. And then we can find that. So definitely, if a website pops up, I'll check them out. If they're good enough, or if it's something that I'm looking for, then I will go there.
Even if it's over 10 km, right?
Even if it's over 10 km.
And this might work if the lockdowns have been extended forever. But now we can travel a bit further than 10 km. So yeah, you do need to have some web presence, at least to let people learn more about you. I mean, just because your customers are all within the area doesn't mean they see your restaurant and they know what you are, right? At least give them something to access and read. Oh, they actually have Italian food as well, things like that. And on Aritz's side, what do you think of this businesses with such customers within such close range and not wanting to have a web presence? Do you think they're missing out?
I think they're really missing out. They're really missing out on some like people like me, right? People like me and Omid. We don't spend our days, walking about, checking out every restaurant. Sometimes we just Google food near me or pizza near me, right?
Yeah, near me.
Yeah, near me. So this is what SEO can help you with. So if you guys need to have a web presence so that when we're searching for near me, you guys can actually get those people, right? So apart from the people you're missing out in that 10-kilometer radius, having that web presence allows you to extend beyond that 10 kilometers. You're going to get people from all sorts of neighborhoods, as Stuart mentioned, further than 10 kilometers. So why waste this amazing opportunity, right?
Yeah, it used to be illegal, but now you can do it already. And the best thing about having web presence is people tend to forget that you are online 24 hours. People can know about you all the time while you sleep, while you're awake. People will always know you, will find ways to transact with you if you are selling things. So
exactly. And
that is
reviews are really powerful as well. Without the web presence, you're not going to have access to reviews. You're not going to be able access to menus. It seems like a small thing, but Omid, you have a partner, right? Sometimes we gotta just double check what do they have for offer.
Yeah.
Thanks, Aritz. And I think that covers that. Shall we move on to the next one?
Sure.
Awesome. Andrew is back. Andrew asks, what are tips on title and description to put in search engine? Probably title and meta description.
Title and meta description, I believe. Yeah. You guys want to start?
I guess Mr. Data shall start.
Ken, one of the things is keywords. Okay. Why keywords are important? One thing is for the crawlers, because when crawlers come to your website, okay, they read your SEO title or meta title and meta description. And if you don't really talk about like crawlers, even for people, if I'm searching for a particular keyword, what I need to do is when I see that particular keyword is in the title of the link, and if it's in the description of the link, I will be in favor of clicking on that rather than clicking on the other links. So that would be one thing I would recommend, putting keywords definitely, and make the best use of the space that you have. There is you can put up to 155 characters, I believe. You need to fill everything in. What are some tips? Other tips?
From a storyteller's point of view, I feel you have to be genuine as well. There are people who spam as many keywords as they can in the description, right? Like men's shoe, men's what, men's clothes, men's pants, and they hope that they get ranked for one of it. But imagine a human finding for titles and descriptions when they're searching for something, and they see a meta description like that. It looks a bit disgusting also, right? So I think there's also the balance between, like, sometimes trying to follow what Google wants and also making it human, right? But like Omid said, keywords, of course, whatever you want to be ranked for, you have to have that keyword, right? And what about Aritz? What do you think about titles and descriptions?
Well, I mean, I like what you guys have said, and I don't think I want to add on anything to confuse anybody. So what do you guys say?
I like it. All right. Do we have more questions, or shall we move on? Steven.
Hey, Steven.
Steven says, I represent a few overseas company if I show the brand in SEO. High chance customer prefer to deal with manufacturers directly. Any good suggestion?
If I show brand in SEO.
So he is what I would say, the person who deals with it. But if people want the actual product, they can go straight to the big guy.
To the big guy. Okay. What I would do is I would probably work on content marketing. I'll just position myself as an expert in that particular industry, and then probably people would like to deal with me. But there is no way for you to stop people to go to manufacturers as well. That's the challenge.
Yeah, that is actually a very good question as well, because like Omi said, there's really no way to stop someone from going there. But
oh, sorry. But what I would do is I just position myself as expert, so people will prefer to deal with you rather than the manufacturer. Because like even when it comes to sourcing from, okay, I know from which country your product is, but say your product is from China, right? Sometimes dealing with agencies and resellers are much more easier than dealing with manufacturer of companies.
yes,
right?
that's actually true.
But I'm not sure what product is that, so I cannot really comment.
Yeah, and that's a good point. So, Stephen, I hope Omid has shed some light on it. Placing yourself as an expert, an authority, coming up with content that entices customers to trust you more than the manufacturer, that could be something, a channel that you would like to explore. So, thanks so much, Stephen. I hope we did that for you. We covered your question. And a new one has popped up. Andrew. Andrew is being our supporter today. Andrew asks, what do you do when your website ranking went to page 2 or last page?
Last page.
So we are assuming that it was on the first page first, huh?
But that's a big change, huh? From first page to last page.
Yeah, that would be a very big jump. Something
I will run an audit right away. Okay, you need to. Okay, few things might happen from. So can I clarify? Is it like from first page to last page, or?
That one we will have to check the chat, which we can't see. Maybe we shall wait for Andrew for that.
Yep.
Or I would assume the most common one is from first page to second page.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
Right?
Right? It's more common that way, right?
Yeah. So let's say if it's from first page to second page, you might want to check a few things. There might be some algorithm changes that happened recently. For example, in May, a new algorithm is coming up, which is about performance of a page, right? You guys can check it out, like Google algorithm updates May 2021. If you have time, we can go through it a bit as well. So if from first page jump to last page, then you need to see what algorithm was that, and probably you need to optimize your website that can cater to that. That's one thing. Second thing is, I will look at the pages that are above me. There will be certain things that I'll look at. I'll look at their content first to see what kind of content they have. What is the content gap? That's what they call it. And I'll try to fill that gap and get closer to that content-wise. Second thing that you might want to look at is backlinks. Okay, if a lot of companies, let's say your content is as good as the other company or even better, right? But that company has 100 other backlinks. By the way, for those of you who are not sure, backlink is when someone else is linking to your website. Okay, so if that guy has like 100 and then you have 50, given that the quality of the backlinks are the same, again, you will appear on the second, and then he will appear on the top of your page. So you might want to look at these few things, and you might want to look at your Google Search Console, because you might have some what do you call it, the manual action that Google might have issued to your website because of some reasons. So you need to do that. Yeah, it can get a little bit deep.
Yeah.
Manual action is the penalty that usually Google give to your website. By the way, if anyone feels like I'm using any jargons in my answers, please put it in the chat. I will clarify it.
Okay, and Omid brought up a very important thing, that if your website went down to second page, maybe you could do an audit, which is what we might be doing in a bit. But until then, let us see if we still have time for maybe one
or two
questions.
Yeah, one more.
So let us take some questions. Leslie asks, if the particular category is very competitive, like clothing, big brands will already be there. Do smaller brands, is it still worth it for smaller brands to do SEO? And this is another very good question that I have a particular interest in this question. Before I get into this, Aritz, what do you think of this?
I mean, yeah, I still think that it's worth it for small companies to get involved in SEO. Even though you're competing with the big boys, you have to remember that SEO, in a sense, it has longevity, right? People might not find your content today, but in a couple of months, a couple of years, you never know, right? Your ranking will eventually get better. People will find you. Secondly, it's free. All it costs you is your time and effort. And like, why not, as marketers, and as business owners, why don't we try utilizing every single free opportunity that we have? So yeah, if you're a small-time businessman, a small-time entrepreneur, yeah, get on board.
And to add on to that, you asked a very important question, Leslie, and it's a very common question because a lot of us entrepreneurs, we have to start somewhere, right? We cannot just come out and fight with H&M or Nike, right? So the thing that smaller brands have to do is to go more niche, or maybe to go for, when you're aiming for keywords, to go more long tail. So try not to be aiming for all the generic keywords, or try not to be aiming for everything. Try to establish your niche. Even though you're a clothing company, maybe you're a clothing company that deals with yoga wear in Malaysia, something like that, rather than I'm just a clothing company, right? So that is how you can give yourself an edge in SEO when you are trying to make yourself seen among all the big guys. Okay. So, is it time for our audit yet?
Oh, we can.
That is the question. Let us see. I wonder if I have access to chat. Are you guys interested in our audit or not? Shall we start with the audit? If you guys say yes, then we'll start.
Oh, we're gonna scare them a bit, guys.
Right.
Okay, we have a question.
Oh, I was waiting for any yes, but maybe I'm in the wrong chat.
Oh, there is one question.
There's one question from Kawai. Recently, I encountered some company using single-page application for their website, which is JavaScript based instead of HTML. This makes Google very hard to crawl. What's your advice on single-page application?
I'm not sure what single-page application is, but to me, anything that makes it difficult for Google to crawl, I would just stay away from it, right? Like, why a lot of people have you ever wondered why a lot of people are using WordPress? It's because it's very easy for Google to read the content, to crawl the pages, and of course, okay, for some reason it's free and all those other reasons, right? It's the cost of maintaining is low, it's scalable. But one of the main reasons people are using it is for SEO, because Google is able to crawl, to read your content, to make sense of whatever you have written. Applying too much of JavaScript is not good. Even sometimes when you run your page through Page Insights, it will tell you that, hey, you have so much of JavaScript, you have so much of CSS and all those stuff that makes it hard for Google to crawl. So I would probably stay away from single-page applications.
So things like making it easier for Google to crawl. Does WordPress also have support for all things like sitemap?
Oh, they do.
Robots, they do.
That's what I love. Like just now in the chat, I put rank math, right? The one that I mentioned earlier, or the most common plugin that people are using is Yoast SEO. So that one you can use it to generate sitemap, to basically change your meta description and all those things.
And I know a few of you already know about Yoast because I know some of you already use it. But as we are coming up to the halftime of our session, we would like to go on to the juice of our SEO Sage Fest, and that is to audit a website. Shall we open up an example of how to audit?
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I hope I don't break anything up here. Yeah.
And
I hope I don't share the wrong screen.
All the displays disappear. And you see all the pirated content in Omid's computer.
You never know.
That's the.
So let me see what we are seeing on the screen. All right. So can you guys see my screen? I think not yet.
Nope.
Can help us share the screen? Okay, let's give us 1 second so that we can share the screen. Okay, you guys can see my screen. All right, so the first website that came to our attention was Vincin. Can you tell us a bit more about Vincin?
So Vincin, we came across this site when we searched for stationery products in Malaysia, and they have a lot of keywords that they rank for. So it's safe to say that they have quite a strong presence on Google searches. Yep. But at first glance, it looks like this company doesn't really care so much about a strong web presence or design. But the thing that drew us in was because it has quite a few good generic ranking on the first page of Google. So we thought of, checking it out even more. And what we found was actually pretty interesting.
What was the keyword that they were ranking for? They were ranking for like stationery shop.
Yes, they were ranking for.
Okay, let's search it first.
Stationery store Malaysia.
I like how you say us, Stuart, but we all know who likes the stationery here.
Hi. Go like that.
Say stationery store Malaysia. We do see them in. Okay, for some reason now we don't see them anymore. Stationery store near me. Is it near me or stationery store? Let's go for this, more generic.
This is where Andrew's question is coming in already. What if my page went to the second page of Google? Let's try on the second page.
Yep, let me refresh this page first.
There you are.
Oh, there you are. Okay, for some reason they have went down to second page.
This is exactly what Andrew said.
So let's look at a few things. This page used to appear in the first page, for some reason pushed to second page. That is fine. One thing that I see here, they have put their company logo here, and we can see their title. Title is just the company name. And for the meta description, they have not really utilized this space for some reason. One is, it's obvious that they didn't even try to put meta description, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though they're ranking, they get a lot of eyeballs, but they did not really focus on this. So the first improvement I would do on this particular website is I would change the meta description. Okay,
right.
And this is not only for this page. If I search this vincin.com, that's mine. Let me just copy the URL. By the way, for those of you who are watching it, if you want to audit a website, you can just use this particular technique to see how the website appears on Google. You can just put site semicolon and search for the link. So I can see only this website on Search Engine. First thing that I see is the title and meta descriptions are not optimized, okay?
Yeah.
The homepage, still the title looks okay, but the meta description is not. I look at here, index of shop, image, thumb. These are things that are not optimized. Like for instance, let's open this page. I'm not even sure what is it. Okay, this particular directory, it shouldn't actually be inside Google. So what they need to do is probably either no index it, or they need to fix their link. So if you have your own website, what I would recommend is the first thing to do is to go site semicolon, put the name of your website, and to see what appears on search engine. This one is good, free delivery, under 100, KL, but it's truncated. This is one more thing that you might want to pay attention to. Truncated meta description. Second thing I can see here is most of the pages that are indexed are HTTP. What does it mean? It means the website is not secure, right? Does that, okay, the question is it going to hurt SEO? Not really, okay? Sorry, the other way around. Being HTTP is going to hurt your SEO, but being HTTPS is not going to improve your SEO. Okay, Google always want to rank websites that are secure, okay? And that would be something that you might want to consider improving. Okay, I go to the website and then I can see that, okay, on the top left, since 2018, yep, you are able to see here, not secure. And this is something that's going to hurt user experience mostly, okay? Because if I see a website is not secure, I'm not going to put my credit card there. Like, for those of you who are wondering, what is like secure? Secure is like, if it's not secure, then your password, when you put your credit card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it will be written on the website as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, as the same exact.
So it's like pure text. Somebody can just
pure text. If somebody is interfering your connection, then they're able to get it. But if it's HTTPS, it will be encrypted. So you put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then on the other side it looks like X, Y, Z. And then people cannot make sense of it if they interfere. Anyhow, so what I tried to do is I tried to see whether they have HTTPS or not. HTTPS. And I noticed that they actually do. They do have a secure website.
All right.
But the issue here is that they did not really they did not really use redirection to redirect users from unsecured website to a secured website. So if you're using WordPress does that, help us with that. But if you're not using WordPress, then it's you need to ask the person that is like that is in charge of the technical part of your website, do the correct redirection.
Okay, and that is a pretty good dive into a bit more technical part, and we actually haven't really got started on auditing yet. So don't be scared. With Omid walking us through the technical bits, you will understand things by the end of this. So what he's just covered is the security part, right? Yeah. But when we go back to the search page, right? Again, as a copywriter and a storyteller, as a customer, when you see this type of search results, it really doesn't inspire confidence to want to transact with you, right? And they are a company that is doing transactions on their website. They are e-commerce. So when Omid was talking about titles and meta descriptions, I find like this not only works for the Google algorithm, but it also instills confidence in humans who are the actual people you should be doing all this for, right? So keep that in mind as well. You always have various perspectives when doing SEO, right?
Exactly, correct. Like anytime you are doing SEO, you have to have two things in mind. Basically, what I always say is you have to make two can we call it person? Two things happy, okay? One is the crawler, and the second one is the user, which Stuart brought up. Very good point.
All right, and shall we go deeper some more?
We can, okay. One more thing, anyway, before we go deep, I was trying to search this website, and I noticed that Weixin stationery, there is like a couple of different account when it comes to location, okay. I was trying to look at it. Let's look at this Weixin stationery. I need to scroll to the right. Oh, let me just maximize this. Okay, I can see that, okay, there is one listing here. There is like a bunch of 5-star review, 3.7 though. They can do a better job. but there are some like reviews and all, which is great. And there is another Vincent stationery that is listed here. Did I click on the first one or the second one? I can't remember.
I think this is their main one.
This is the main one, and there's another one which is here. So, and this is the same website that we just had a look, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what they need to do is they need to remove one of them. So because this one doesn't look so good, probably they need to somehow remove this particular Google My Business and keep the other one. That will be also good for the local SEO especially.
All right. So for business listings, it's not good to have multiple.
It's not good to have multiple.
So
right?
So not more is better, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So for those of you wanting to list your business in Google My Business, make sure you always have one credible source and not try to spread everywhere and think it's going to help you, right?
Yep.
And yes, now, just now, we just got a view of chat again. It's very hard to view chat when you're doing these sessions. So for Siti, Chu Jun Hong, Ivy, and Andrew, thank you for your yeses. Let's try to go deeper into audit now.
Actually, we can, but okay, let's do one more. Okay, what I'm going to do is one of the new algorithm of Google that is coming out is they are going to value page performance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they have like few different different factors that is coming in that is going to play a role in SEO.
Okay.
If anyone is interested, you guys can go to dev. What was the website? Web.dev/ yeah, it's here. Web.dev. Yeah, I think it's under here.
And what does it do?
It will tell you what are the new rankings that are coming up. Anyway, I'll just post it in the chat shortly. But we can look at page speed insight. And if you have a website, what they are valuing right now is they are valuing the page speed, and then there's like 3 different factors: LSI, CPS, and the other one.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to make sure your page speed is quite good. Like if you want to keep your ranking in the first page.
So you're telling me SEO is not just about keywords.
It's not just about keywords.
There's so many other things involved.
Yep.
Okay.
And there's one interesting thing. They have a redirect to this page, which I have no idea why. Okay. So what you can do is you can look at here. They have a pretty good ranking here in terms of speed.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at different factors. You can see FSP is one of the factors that I mentioned, LCP, and CLS. Okay, so these are very technical. What you can do is I'll post the link in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can go through it, not in the chat, in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
So one good thing that they are winning is they have their first content is appearing after 2 seconds. Their website is fast, but they have poorly sized images. So this one is roughly giving you ideas about changing your image size.
All right. But is too big of image a problem? How does that affect my SEO? I want to put big, nice images.
This is exactly the one because of the page speed. Like the load speed is going to be very low. Anyhow, Aritz, I think you are speaking a lot at this right, and then you are sitting there. Any idea about this website? I'm not sure if you went through this website.
I just had a look through the website, and yeah, it's pretty impressive that they're like on page 2 of Google. So for those of you who are running a stationery shop, like be optimistic. Like you really have a chance to get on the first page. Right, you just need to apply those SEO things. But going back to Omid and the pictures, well, personally for me as a user, right, when I visit a website that loads too slow, I get frustrated, right? And when I get frustrated, there's a high chance I'm just gonna leave the page. Yeah, and so Google really takes into account user experience. So if the users don't have a good time, they're not really going to help you out. Google's not really going to really want to help you out. So I'm not as technical as Omid.
That's a very good point. Again, we always have to take users in mind, right?
Yep.
But as what Omid brought up, when you are auditing websites, you also have to look at the performance that is coming up soon, which Omid will be sharing the link shortly. But for myself, should we open up Screaming Frog or
we can go to the next one.
Right?
Yep. I think if there are other tools like Screaming Frog that you can audit your website, go through it, but I think it's gonna take a lot of time, and we are on 7:50. Time is running out.
Time flies when you're having fun. Can we go SE Optima?
Yeah, sure. One more tool that we're running through is SEO.
So guys, remember these tools if you are new to SEO and you want to explore it. SE Optima, which we are using now, and PageSpeed Insights, which Omid just did. And oops, I think you already opened it in another window. Or is
Yeah, probably. Yeah, we are not able to do that. We have exhausted our daily limits.
I think we opened it at another window and we exhausted our.
It's okay.
But just keep this in mind, because this tool can give you a very fast, free way to check out all the things that you can do to improve your website, right?
Okay, so shall we go through the next website? I think there's plenty of time on this website.
Let's just quickly go through and we go into a more slightly deeper this time.
Sure. Let's have the other link.
This is also a very good ranking website. They rank for a pretty good keyword, which is car mechanic Malaysia, which a lot of people will search for when they need a car mechanic in Malaysia. So the workshop.com.my.
Workshop.com.my.
If you guys are interested and you search for car mechanic Malaysia, you might find them on the front page as well, right? So again, shall we run this? We cannot show anything on SE Optima, right?
Yeah, sadly we are not able to do that. Let me try to see if I can go incognito and see if it works.
Yeah.
I mean, we have we have Screaming Frog, but I think it'll be too much for many of the viewers today.
Screaming Frog will be too technical, yeah.
But yeah, do remember this name as well, Screaming Frog, if you would like to check out.
Actually, it is inside the SEO checklist that we have. I've put a link there where you guys can download. Yep, incognito also cannot. Yeah. So sadly, cannot use that tool.
So,
it's okay.
We are blocked from using SE Optima because we like to scroll.
But we can put it in the comments. Then you guys can check it out on your own.
Yeah. I guess.
So we go through this website?
Okay. Yeah, manually go through because we cannot show you.
Okay,
how about we rely on search engines and maybe let's find an SEO audit tool.
There are other tools, but I think going through it is going to take some time. So we can just quickly even do it manually. So one of the things that I would recommend, even when you're doing your own audit, is to manually go through your website to see how easy it is to run through your website. If you notice anything abnormal, then you can probably dig deeper using other tools. First thing I see here, I don't need like any tools. I can see that, oh, it's not secure. Again, I would highly recommend to use it. When I click on HTTPS, I double check to see if they have any secure website. They don't.
Interesting.
So that's even worse. And this website looks like a WordPress website. Making your website secure is actually essentially free. There are free SSL, that's what they call it, that you can download. That's one thing that I would recommend. I go through this website, I scroll down.
And the image look pretty big.
Yeah, the images are bigger than. Yeah, you see this image is high quality, yes, but it takes a lot of time to load. If I run this website through page speed insert. We can just run it. We'll go through that. The pictures are huge. One thing we want to do is, if you have this kind of website, we need to optimize the images. How can we optimize it? There are different plugins that you can do that. That can help you do that. There's like a plugin called Smoosh. You can smoosh your images, right?
And how big do you recommend my images to be, Omid?
The general recommendation is below 100 kilobytes. Okay, but for me, if it's my hero image, like the main image on the top, I wouldn't really mind to go to 200, 300 kilobytes. Yeah.
And again, we are doing this just so Google ranks us in a more favorable way, right?
Yep. The faster your website, the better it is. Okay. In terms of speed, it's not bad. But again, what it says is your images are quite big, quite large. It's funny, I was actually crawling this website with another tool, SEO tool. They have images that are almost 10 megabyte.
Wow.
9.9 megabyte.
Okay.
And they are huge. Like, if you want to print something, it's fine, but on website, you don't need anything more than like 300 kilobytes.
Okay, so besides keywords, besides having secure websites, besides image size, there's also image alternate text, right? Which you guys have to remember to keep an eye on. It's all in the checklist that you can download through the barcode that we have up. What else? The low-hanging fruit that we can give them for the few minutes that we have left for our audience to take something home.
Oh, okay. One more thing to focus on, like here, I think SEO sitemap checker. There was one website I came across. It was quite interesting. Oh no. Okay, SEO sitemap checker. I can't seem to find it. So that thing is, when I was checking this website sitemap, they don't actually have one. So sitemap will be one thing that you might want to place on your website. Okay. And one more thing about here is these titles. If you press F12, okay, I don't want to get technical, but when I look at this what I call it, these sections, most of them are H1. I can see that here. H1 tag again.
So it's all H1.
All the tags are, okay, they have some H2s, but most of the main tags are H1. So what I would recommend is to not have multiple H1 in a page. Okay. Google says that it doesn't really affect SEO, but generally having multiple H1 makes it difficult for crawlers to read your website. Okay, because what crawler does is they come to your website, they see your H1, they think that's your main title, and then they look at your H2, and then they look at the structure of your content. So what I would recommend is to probably change them to H2 and H3s and make it from there.
So Omid is mentioning the crawler means the bot side of the formula, and the human side is a separate thing, right? So these two things, again, you guys have to keep in mind. Always keep these two in balance. Always, if you want to audit now, again, check your checklist. There's some very important things you can take step by step on your own website today if you want. And Mr. Aritz, we are sorry for hogging the mic, because we are physically here.
No worries.
So
that's the problem of being somewhere else, right? I get fun.
But how do you feel about auditing in general? Is there anything else you'd like to add about auditing sites?
Well, I mean, Omid has already walked us through all the technical aspects, right? And yeah, I really do believe in what Stuart was saying about, it's those two parts that we kind of need to blend together. I need to optimize those both parts. Like, even if we get all this, like, we get our headings correct, we get our alt text correct, and we've optimized it right from the auditing, we still need to look at our content. We really still need to make sure that we're actually providing actual value to people, because that's why at the end of the day, that's what Google wants, right? They want good answers.
That is an amazing. Aritz always has he connects all the dots, and he has the very good perspective to sum everything up. I guess that's what you get from a jack of all trades, right?
Yeah, but
And
they're so technical over there. Ooh.
yeah, we have Mr. Technical over here.
Yeah.
And if you really want to see him more and get more technical info, or if you want to see us more, because myself and Aritz also are pretty fun guys, do make sure you check out Next Academy, because we have our product launch bootcamp, which is done face to face. So you really can see all of us and hang out with us and have fun besides just learning awesome tech skills, right? But we are coming close to 8 p.m. and I didn't expect the time to go this fast. I'm serious. And I'm sorry if I didn't see any chat, because again, if I have to see, we thank you guys for being so active.
By the way, guys, one more thing. In the chat, if there's something that you guys are interested in, I think we should dedicate one whole session for auditing. Like, we can get deep on these things. Like, when it comes to like auditing, there are different tools. Again, okay, if you check the SEO checklist, there are some tools there. We can get really deep on that, and we have to keep a balance. So that's why we just touch on a few points for this website, a few points for that website. But all these small minor changes can affect their SEO. Right now, okay, a few days back they were on first page, now they're on second page. God knows like where they'll be next week, right?
That is true. And again, huge shout out to Salty Customs. Thank you so much for this wonderful place. Do check us out at Next Academy. We had Omid, Mr. Technical, Aritz, the jack of all trades, and myself, Stuart, the storyteller. So it is 8 p.m. Thank you so much, Juntia, for giving us a goodbye message. If you guys would like to have an episode dedicated to SEO auditing, like just auditing, and if you don't mind getting a bit deeper, please leave us a message or contact us on Facebook. We have a lot of places to be contacted as well.
You can find me on LinkedIn.
Can find Aritz on the first page, apparently as well.
So Stuart will be a bit harder. They'll end up contacting the wrong guy.
So the three sages, very happy. Thanks so much, Linda. We appreciate your message, and thanks, Tina. Tina says yes to the SEO audit.
Okay, we will have a technical session, definitely, and we do it like 1 hour or maybe even more. And
we will bore you more, because you just be ready, have your coffee ready for the technical.
I think Tina have been there. You know how SEO audit is, right?
Thanks so much, Ray. Thanks so much, guys. We had a super fun time. I hope I'm in frame. Is there anything else you would like to add before we end this?
I say thank you so much. I'm sorry if I use a lot of jargons. I get too excited when it comes to like auditing. It is a fun process. It's somehow like investigating when you are doing something. So yeah, thank you so much.
And I'm sorry if I've been out of frame the whole time. And Aritz, is there anything else you would like to add?
I just want to remind people to download the checklist. Get the checklist.
Yes, it will help you if you want to get started today. And if you want to know more, you can come message us anytime. All right? So
call it a day.
That is a very nice session, and the chat has been actually pretty active. I'm feel very warm to you guys. Beatrice, Steven, and Andrew as well. Eileen, thank you. I guess we shall call it a night then. We shall log out now.
All right, thanks guys.
Thanks for making it so fun. Bye Aritz. Bye Omid.
Bye.
Bye guys.